I mentioned Andrew Tate in the last post that I did today. And I'm going to talk about him again because this is the man who wants to be Prime Minister of Britain. So the question we need to be asking ourselves is this. Is it serious? Should we laugh about it? Should we report on it? Should we look at news items that are highlighting this, which I have done? Should we really be asking the question, if you're on the right of politics, do you support this bloke? And I want to put it to the all those people that responded to my post on Dutton and referred to me as an extremely woke individual. Something I celebrate, incidentally, because I prefer to be woke than asleep like the rest of you. But you bastards that decided that for whatever reason, whatever I say is just so wrong, so offensive, that you don't know what to do with it. I want you to consider whether you think Andrew Tate being Prime Minister or advocating to be Prime Minister is remotely a good thing. Is it something that you agree with, that you would like to see this misogynistic, revolting individual as Prime Minister? Should someone like he even have a political voice, given the way he views women and his criminality? Is this something you would like to support, I ask myself? And I'm putting it to you, all those 75 people, most of which 99% were negative comments about anything that I say. And I'm not being defensive, just write them. I don't care. I'll delete you if need be. But I particularly am interested as to whether those same people would see Andrew Tate as an appropriate individual to offer political advice to someone who has the education and the ability and the nuances and the moral standards required to be any sort of representative of you and I, even though I'm not in Great Britain. However, what do you think? Do you think it would be worth supporting him? And there's this article in the Guardian, which is Andrew Tate going to reinvent himself as a politician and save Britain? He can't spell Britain. I can't complain, though, about spelling. I'm the world's worst speller. But nevertheless, he has misspelled Britain. But, is this the sort of man? So who is this terrible individual? The desire to be a politician should bar you for life from ever becoming one, the comedian Billy Connolly once said, and so true. Never has this been truer. There was a time when unapologetic narcissists and sociopaths thrived on reality TV. Now they seem to be pivoting to podcasts and politics. Ain't that the truth? I'm probably one of them, though. I'm just kind of prepared to admit my failings in that area. The latest would-be Politico is Andrew Tate, the British-American self-styled misogynist and influencer who was humiliated by Greta Thunberg. He is suddenly very interested in becoming Prime Minister of Britain, which I suppose makes sense when you look at the legal mess he's in. Tate and his brother Tristan are being investigated by Romanian authorities for alleged, just make sure I'm up to space, for alleged crimes including forming an organised crime group, human trafficking, trafficking of minors, sexual intercourse with a minor and money laundering. As the convicted felon and adjudicated sexual abuser, Donald Trump has demonstrated you can get away with absolutely anything as long as you're powerful enough. There is no better get out of jail free card than being the guy in charge of the jails. Now, my question still remains that does someone like Andrew Tate, because he has 20 million followers, most of them men, young men, he is an influencer. No one's disputing that. He's been very successful at what he's attempted to do. If you're sitting on the right of politics, do you side with him because he's an extremist? do you side with him in the same way, I guess, that you would side with Donald Trump? Do you see him as no different from Trump? I mean, the man has been involved in some terrible, terrible things. Human trafficking is pretty damn disgusting. He used to entrap women, lock them in rooms, force them to do sexual acts on camera, charge people to watch those sexual acts. He is a revolting, disgusting human being. Now, I would like to think that you could respond to this message from me by considering whether or not you would support him as becoming further influential by becoming a politician. And why not? After all, Trump was able to do it. Why couldn't we expect Andrew Tate to? Do we need to ask the question, are they similar? What are the similarities between these two men? Do they have the same moral standard as someone like Tommy Robinson? What do we think? Do we think that all these guys who are influencers, who have a following, do we need to be mindful of who is following these people? To what extent do they even care about the moral values that this person holds? Do they not care about the history that comes with these people? Do they believe that somehow, as I said in the previous post, these people, as bizarre, as irrational, as stupid, as unintelligent, as uneducated as some of them are, and the fact that they don't care about the everyday human being, they only care about themselves. And I'm convinced that Trump chose to go for another term is because he was fearful as to whether he would be jailed for his crimes, and he was right. All the cases were dropped once he was elected. So, are these people doing the same? Is this the playbook that they've now employed? That if I have a criminal history, if I'm misogynistic and a sexual abuser, and I stand for public office, there will be enough stupid people who will vote for me that I may very well be able to avoid the inevitable outcome. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And remember that any comments you make will be received with a great deal of enthusiasm because I enjoy watching some of the crap, the excretions that you guys put out in criticising me. So please feel free to do so. And even if you do, I just want to say to you, just take care of yourself. Look after yourselves. Look after those people that you care for. And ensure that amongst all your disgusting, terrible language that you use to describe me, I still hope that you keep yourself and everybody you love safe.